Gizmo, my cat, is in the video. Look at him here. Psst. Gizmo! Baby! Hey! Okay. So this video, I want to talk about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, because this season of The Bachelor has been kind of crazy and very entertaining and cool, but you really don't believe that anything's going to come out of this. So just for a little recap, in case people watch this when it's another season altogether. I'm talking about Ben's season where he picked Courtney, the very crazy girl. Now, everybody knows that this show is mostly for entertainment. I mean, I think the people on it have their best intentions, but really, as a viewer, we're watching it and we're not really thinking that these people are going to end up happily ever after. It doesn't work that way. We all know that. We all know that they go on these fantasy dates, and that's not reality. And you can fall in love with anybody if anyone can fall in love with somebody if they're having dates that are so amazing every time. But then the show ends and they go to reality, and the reality is most couples spend more time hanging out at home, going to normal places, and going to the movies, spending time doing normal things. So watching The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and seeing them fall in love, of course I would fall in love with somebody too that quickly, if it was that perfect and that amazing all the time, but that's not how relationships really are. So these people are being set up to fail already because their expectations and their experiences that they're having with each other are not the ideal, normal experiences that people would normally have. So there's that. And another flawed thing about the show is that the people are dating multiple people at one time, which is flawed in itself. I mean, you can't trust somebody. You can't really trust somebody at that kind of relationship, you know? And how are you really forming a complete connection when you're being compared to 20 other people or 2 other people or whatever level of the show, you know, whatever level you get to in the show. And they're actually auditioning people in Canada for the Canadian version. And I'm already, you know, I'm married and everything, but I was like, what does it take to actually be chosen for something like that? Do you have to have a really crazy personality? Do you have to be really gorgeous? Like, all the people on these shows are, like, drop-dead gorgeous. And then it makes you wonder, why are they single anyway? Why are they single if they seem to have it all to begin with? They're gorgeous, they seem to be really nice, you know, a lot of them have good jobs, and, you know, you wonder what that's all about for sure. So, this is just my commentary on the show itself, and, I do enjoy watching it. It's great television, but you really can't expect these people to end up together in the end. Like, right afterwards, you see the after the rose, and half the time they're already been broken up, and they tell you their sad story of, oh my god, this happened, and we couldn't handle being together, and, you know, we saw the bad stuff that happened during the show, and jealousy, and blah blah blah. And that's the truth of it all. Like, what do they think they're getting into here? You know? So, I'm testing out these new earrings, and I'm really loving them, but my camera is getting really shitty, and really, the color is so washed out. I just hate how it looks. And it's so, like, I don't know. But anyway, back to The Bachelor. I'm just noticing how I'm looking on this camera, and it looks, you know, it could be better. The Bachelor and the Bachelorette. So now we have Emily, who was Brad's girl that he chose. Now she's going to be the Bachelorette, which I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. I'm sure there's a lot of men clamoring to be with her because for Ashley's season, a lot of them admitted that they wanted her to be the Bachelorette, not Ashley, which I thought was rude. And I think Ashley's really cute and really nice. And I hope things work out with her and JP. They are still together as of my video. But Allie and Roberto broke up, like, recently. It's not hard to believe, it's not hard to imagine that these people cannot work things out in the end. They don't have reality on their side. They have a TV show, and that is not reality, and that's not what the truth of relationships are. As for this Courtney girl, she was probably the first villainous person to ever win. So it's kind of... And Ben is the stupidest bachelor ever. All these girls are like trying to tell him, oh, she's not the one, she's here for the wrong reasons, blah blah blah, and he's like, oh, whatever, I like her, and I'll listen to whatever she has to say. And, you know, meanwhile, she's like on behind the scenes winning, and I got the rose, and oh my god, oh, I'm so awesome, and in your face, girls, woohoo, I've got the roses. And she even was topless on a group date. Like, this girl has some balls, man. And like, what else did she do? And they did the skinny dipping and stuff, and I was like, surprised they allowed this on the camera, but for good television, it's kind of, obviously they're gonna let that go on, but I thought it wasn't allowed for people to, like, take him aside like that. And, another thing I've always wondered about is these fantasy suites, where they're down to the last 2 or 3 girls and they have the fantasy suite. And it's kind of implied, like, everyone's thinking, oh, are they sleeping together? But it's kind of a question about that. And what I've heard is that they actually don't, but who knows? I mean, if she's gonna go totally naked in front of everybody, I don't know what would stop her from getting it with him, but who cares? Anyways, he's the geekiest bachelor ever, and it was such a lousy season in that respect. Like, I'm like, these gorgeous girls are like throwing themselves all over him, and I'm like, why? Ew. He is not appealing at all. He's nerdy as hell, and he always listened to the dumb bitch. And the other girl, Blakely, as well. He just thought with his penis, like a regular man, obviously. But, like, it was good television, man. But I'm just like, I know that she was playing him for a fool the whole time. And now she's on the after the rose, being like, oh my god, oh, the tabloids are wrecking my life, and blah, blah. What do you think this was gonna be? And she used to be in a couple with the guy from Desperate Housewives, Jesse Metcalf. And so you kind of think, well, is she a fame seeker? Or is she just like, she likes being the people that are in the business, or what? It's an interesting thing. But anyway, so that's my little rant or commentary on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. It's good television, but don't take it too seriously. I don't think it's going to be happily ever after, because it ain't.